Our third Outstanding Teaching and Mentoring Award is presented to Elizabeth Olgren.
Elizabeth Olgren is a science teacher at Adrian High School. She's been teaching students in grades 9 through 12 for 20 years on subjects that include biology, honors biology, international baccalaureate biology, chemistry, chemtech, and current topics. Her nomination as an outstanding teacher and mentor came from a number of students, many of who described her not only as a fantastic teacher, but also as caring and understanding. Many students described her as a great science teacher who is always helpful. Another mentioned that she is kind and caring and always puts her students first. They shared that she teaches concepts in multiple ways in order to connect with all students. One of the stories provided with her nomination came from a student who shared the following. Ms. Olgren has touched me very much at my time at Adrian High School. I have had her for multiple classes, and in every class she has been a very consistent teacher. She is always understanding and loving to every student she has. In one of the classes I had with her, the students didn't interact very well. One day, we walked into class and began to change. We were socializing and making great conversation. Ms. Olgren took notice of this and let us talk and even added to our conversations. When we quieted down naturally after about 10 minutes, she complimented us on our great interaction and discussions. She said she didn't want to stop the natural process. This stood out to me and showed me that she cared about our connections so that we could learn better together. Ms. Olgren is a very deserving teacher for the love, support, and understanding that she gives to all students. Elizabeth remembers being asked in kindergarten what she wanted to be when she grew up, and giving the answer, a teacher. She recently shared that while she tried out several career paths along the way, which included EMT, scientific research, and student affairs, she finally decided that she wanted to share the love of science, so teaching really was the best choice. She knew that if she was able to include her creativity for the stage, that she would have the ideal career. Her resume within Adrian Public Schools includes stage manager for the high school plays and musicals and assistant director for middle school musicals. She feels fortunate that Adrian Public Schools has provided such a great opportunity for both her interests and passions.
I think that my favorite teacher is about to be Miss Olgren, because so far she seems like the most wonderful teacher. She's really kind. She is really great at helping me when I'm struggling.
What can I say? Miss Olgren, she's the most laid-back, chilled teacher. She's extremely helpful in the theater program, always wonderful with all the props and helping other students learn what they're trying to say. Very helpful in class, knows exactly how to teach or help with an assignment. She's doing a great job.
Elizabeth's awesome. So I work with her in a theater capacity. She stage manages every show that we do here at the middle school and the high school level. And what that means is she has to be comfortable with the script. She has to know all of the cues, scenery, components, what's moving when. She's on headset. She's calling the show up to our lightboard, soundboard operators, our running crew that's backstage. So she is teaching still, but just in another capacity. So our tech students get to work with her very closely through the process of every show. She will create a scenic plot for them, and her job is to communicate who does what and when. And she really comes in tech week of every show, which is the most stressful time to come into a production. And she is just always the voice of calm. And she really models that professionalism that the students need to learn from. And she just never gets flustered. And if she does, she hides it very well.
She helps with pretty much everything. She helps me teach other students, and because she's taught me everything I know, I can now help others.
Miss Olgren is one of the most caring, supportive people in the entire school, whether it's you have her for science, you have her for the theater program, which she's also an extremely big help with.
She also does our props for every show, and she puts up with a whole lot of wild ideas from the theater manager and director, which is me. So it doesn't matter what I come up with, what kind of crazy ideas that we have down here, she just says, okay, and she makes it happen. And we might throw out the most bizarre, insane things that for most humans might take weeks or even months to come up with, and she'll generally come back the next day or at the most 3 days later with an incredible version of what we need, and it's usually even better than what we imagined.
Because of her, I'm starting to work at Roswell, and I'm learning to stage manage there. And I really hope to continue my growth there. But I attribute it to her.
Our students are so lucky to work with her. We've had a ton of our tech students go on to do things in the technical theater world since they've graduated from here. And a lot of what they're learning is from her example and her guidance.
She makes sure everyone understands what they're doing, whether it's in her classroom or here for the theater. She understands that everyone has their own limits, but she makes sure to push everyone to the full of their capabilities. And she just makes sure that everyone is having a good time and understands what all they need to do.
And all the theaters that I've worked with here, the Croswell, Ann Arbor, Toledo, all over the place, and the hundreds of shows that I've been part of, she is without a doubt the absolute top tier, best of the best that you could ever possibly work with. And we are just unbelievably lucky to have her here. So that's Elizabeth.
Elizabeth has been a member of the Adrian First United Methodist Church Wesley Chorale for 17 years. She has been a member of the Beta Sigma Pi for 10 years. Her free time is filled with gardening, reading, and sewing. Elizabeth lives in Adrian with her pets, 2 dogs and 2 cats.
Congratulations, Miss Olgren. You deserve it.
Congratulations, Miss Olgren.
Congratulations, Miss Olgren.
Congrats, Miss Olgren. You really deserve this. I'm really happy you have this.
Congratulations, Elizabeth. Nobody deserves this more than you. And thank you for everything you do.
Congratulations, Elizabeth. Thank you so much for sharing your gifts with our kids. Please step forward and accept your award.
Thank you. It's overwhelming to hear what has been presented, and I thank all of you who are involved in this particular organization and at Adrian Public Schools. I've always struggled with new beginnings, but upon reflection, I see that I have family to help me with those beginnings. Fortunately, I have a strong traditional family who are willing to help with brainstorming of labs, collecting items for manipulatives, and making items for the classroom. But family is not only traditional. It takes the form of a principal who is willing to take a chance on a new teacher, and department colleagues who are willing to offer advice and time to help show how best to present the curriculum to students. Once your feet are more firmly placed, you start to increase this family with teachers from other departments who offer friendship and continue with the advice. A chance meeting with a fellow teacher who invites me to help with the middle school musical gives me another branch to this family tree, filled with so many talented and knowledgeable adults and students. A group of students who ask me to be the advisor for the environmental club can take me on so many adventures, making memories along the way. The tree becomes larger when you make more connections to the community and find lifelong friendships. All along the way are the students, each providing new insights and ideas, creativity and laughter. I am constantly amazed how creative students are when designing an experiment, creating a lighting design, or portraying a character on stage. I have learned that this large family has endless ways in which to show support and encouragement. I appreciate our Maple family for helping me with the beginnings and turning them into long-time stories with very deep roots. Thank you again, and go Maples.